What's up, guys? It's Will here, back again, and today we're here to talk about something very important. We got to talk about the recent announcement, hot off the press, from Sideshow Collectibles, the 1/6 scale Scum and Villainy line from Star Wars. Guys, the original trilogy is going to be fun. We got to look at sort of what this line means for collectors and how it fits into the landscape and the market in 2024, which is oversaturated with a lot of really good offerings. But before we get started, make sure to click the like button down below, click the subscribe button, and click the notification bell so you don't miss any content when it goes live here. We cover 6 scale collecting and statue collecting. A lot of cool stuff you're not going to want to miss. That said, let's waste no more time here. Guys, Sideshow Collectibles is running an event right now. They're running promotions, they're running announcements and news and everything under the sun that is going on over there. So one of the biggest things, I guess the biggest piece of news to come from this event so far is that they've announced a Scum and Villainy line from Star Wars, and they've announced Greedo and some other characters. Again, I'm not going to pretend like these characters are super important to me. Ponda Baba, not sure, someone in the comments correct me on that pronunciation. I'm more so today here to talk about what this line means for the market and sort of just go over my general thoughts on it. Again, people who know me, they know original trilogy, I like it, right? I'm more of a sequel trilogy guy, so some people will click off this video right now, but nonetheless, I still do like my original trilogy. But Sideshow Collectibles has announced 6 scale figures from, the Scum and Villainy line, and they're starting off with a few here that are hopefully going to entice some collectors. You can see Greedo there. We got Ponda Baba. I don't even know the other characters' names. We'll go along. We'll learn them together. I'm sure a lot of people watching this probably won't know either. Look, guys, I'm going to show you some information that I think is going to be pretty alarming here. Before we even get too far into that, there have been 55 Hot Toys announcements this year, and I think it's 55 releases as well. So 55 announcements and 55 releases, right? And that's just based on my data. There could be maybe a slight deviation here or there. And now you got these figures coming in. There's a lot of heat that's going on right now. We're going to talk about that, but let's take a look at these figures real quick, and then we'll kind of get into the bigger picture of it. So Greedo is the one, honestly, that everyone wants. This is for the people who do want these figures. This is a pre-order window of 14 days. You have 2 weeks here to get this figure. It's $280. So if you get the exclusive version, it comes with a hand with the blue milk cup. If that's important to you, that's great. Did Han shoot first? Did Greedo shoot first? No one really knows. But at the end of the day, if this is a figure that you want, it's a bounty hunter that you want, he is going to be available for you, so you're going to get him on pre-order. I do think overall this one looks pretty cool. I do think the paint apps are pretty good. I think the tailoring looks good. He has a really nice costume design. I think it's going to pop on a shelf. How many people are really going to know Greedo? Diehard Star Wars fans are definitely going to. And if you're a big diehard Star Wars fan and you feel like you need this in your collection, that's great. It is certainly an accessory piece. There's no doubt about it. This is not a main character by any stretch of the imagination. So it just depends how much you really want this guy. This is the whole boys at the club scene. I posted on Instagram, by the way. If you're not following me there, check it out, WillFoxification. Her probably saying, oh, he's probably out cheating me with the boys. That's pretty much what's going on here. So yeah, guys, that's a great photo shot. I like the group shot there. Very Backstreet back. I like it. So I like this figure. I do think the eyes look pretty cool. There's a lot of detail in that and the skin texture and everything involved. $280, that does seem a little bit steep. And I'm going to explain my thoughts a little bit further as we go. But again, if you want to pre-order this, you have a 2-week window. You can do that on the Sideshow website. You can also get it from places like Comic Concepts, but you will not get this hand with blue milk cup that you may very well want in your collection if you're looking for this Greedo figure. Guys, let's look at our second offering here that they've announced that we know of today. So Ponda Baba, one of those two. There's a collector's edition and a regular edition, also 14-day pre-order window. You get relaxed flipper hands. Yay. Guys, honestly, if you really want this figure, that's great. I think this one would actually be fun. Like, I should probably pick this up and take this out on a strangers video and just interact with women or something and just be like, what do you think about this? What do you think about this figure? It doesn't really matter. If you want it, dude, go for it, man. It's just not going to be for me. It's not something that I'm going to end up adding to my collection. But again, if you love the Scum and Villainy line from Star Wars, then by all means, go for it. You got a blaster here. I think that's pretty cool. A lot of details here. This is not going to be one for me at all. I just think there's too many good options out there right now. But this one, obviously retailing for a little bit less at $275. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is not really one that I have any interest in at all. But again, could it be a cool line if it comes together? Yeah. But how much space do you truly have? That's the question. Do we really need these? Do you need these? If you do, go for it. But there's so many other figures that I'm going to show you that could end up in your collection that are probably better options. Let's look at an example. This is just some figures that are off the top of my head to compare, because I think the biggest thing that's going on right now is people are really upset, I think, about the prices these figures are being offered for. These characters, if they were a little bit more reasonably offered, maybe they were offered at maybe $180, $190, I think people would be more willing. Let's look at our options here a little bit, because I think Sideshow has been remarkably consistent lately in terms of what their pricing has been, right? So we're looking at $275, as you can see there on the right for Ponda Baba. And then you got $280 for Greedo. That's pretty consistent. They just announced recently a Sideshow Cad Bane from Clone Wars animated show, who many collectors are fans of. Many collectors are fans of that show, $290. And you remember the Clone Wars Anakin and Obi-Wan, which again are animated head sculpts, those were $260 a piece. So Sideshow has been pretty remarkably consistent lately. You also have to look at the Pennywise, which was the Tim Curry version, which actually comes with quite a bit more, $285. And I even looked up the Beetlejuice, $280. So they're pretty much very consistent around the $260 to $290 mark for most of their figures. But I just wanted to look at this in comparison to the market, right? I think we have to look at this and say, like, hey, like, how many great offerings have we had this year from Hot Toys, InArt, even if you don't like InArt, they're in any other companies, third party, 3-0, any other company that you want to throw in the mix, Iconic Studios, there's a lot of good figures out there. And from Hot Toys alone, they're killing it, right? Darth Maul, the 2.0, is $285. So you would pay $5 more to get that Darth Maul compared to Greedo, or $10 more to get it over Ponda Baba. These are where the decisions come into play, because we have a limited budget, we have a limited amount of space, most of us. If you have unlimited of both, by all means, go crazy. But I'm just looking at this rationally and thinking most people are not going to have such a luxury. Wolverine, $340 for the deluxe version. If you didn't want the head sculpt, you just wanted Wolverine and his Wolverine getup, it's like $280. You're paying Greedo price, right? I just threw an InArt in there for the sake of it. $360 for the sculpted Paul Atreides, right? Say you don't like Dune, that's fine, easy pass. But if you did like Dune, $360, or you can get the Rooted version, it was like $470. So $80 more, you get an InArt figure versus Ponda Baba. Or Deadpool special edition, $315, right? Versus $280 and $275. Darth Revan, $270. Guys, you see where I'm going with this, right? There are so many good figures that have been announced this year alone that it's really difficult, I think, for a lot of collectors to jump into such obscure characters and say, I'm going to add these to my collection. In another year, maybe where there were less offerings that were such fire, maybe this could be an enticing offering. But I just have a feeling a lot of collectors are going to turn their backs on this one, because these are very non-essential characters. And the prices are Hot Toys prices. Let's be real. $280 is a Hot Toys price. So if you're going to get a Hot Toys price, you better get a Hot Toys quality, right? Maybe it's not a 1-for-1. Sure. Licensing involved, fees, Sideshow's got to cover their own business interests. I get that. But I'm just thinking about the bigger picture here. What are collectors actually going to do? I think they're going to pass. I think that's been evident. I've posted an Instagram story, WillFoxification. Again, you can follow me there if you want to see that. Reddit, I saw on Hot Toys, people were saying the same thing. And now they're going to announce a part 2 of this line, right? Of the other figures. So this is something as well that we want to think about. I mean, look, there's a lot of good options this year. There's a lot of good options, and we just have to think about what we're going to do with our money, right? That's something I've always preached. You got to be cognizant of these type of things. And look, do they look good? Yeah. Can we judge the figure based on how it looks? Yeah, I think they look pretty good based on what they're meant to be, right? They're meant to be sort of obscure characters in the background. Greedo had a little bit of dialogue, so he's more of a supporting character, I guess you could say. It's a little bit of a stretch though. But yeah, I mean, if you want those characters and you've been longing for a Greedo, you want to reset up that showdown with Han Solo, that's the figure to get, right? You're not gonna, I doubt you're gonna get a Hot Toys version, but never say never. We got a Revan, right? But Revan's a lot more popular than Greedo. I don't know. It's just, for me, I look at this and I say, who is this for, right? This is for the diehard Star Wars fan. But the diehard Star Wars fan has a lot of funds that are probably already committed to other figures. What's going to happen? I don't know. I think these figures are either going to be a very low batch, or they're going to be very discounted if they decide to make more. Those are the only two possibilities, in my opinion. Sorry guys, my SD card just filled up, but Mark Attack mentioned something to me on Instagram that I think is worthy of further discussion. Maybe we can talk about it on the live stream tomorrow. Is 6 scale kind of becoming more like 12 scale, where you're having a lot of obscure figures made, kind of like akin to Black Series or Marvel Legends, where they make pretty much everything? I think at the end of the day, that's a good thing. As long as resources are not being taken away from other figures that people might find more appealing and more enticing, I'm fine with that. I think in Sideshow's case, I'm fine with them creating this line, because the people who really want 6 scale Scum and Villainy figures, I think this is great. You should buy those. I'm happy that people are getting what they want. I'm just thinking about the majority of collectors though, who are probably going to pass on this thing, and it's really going to be meaningless for them. That's fine though. But for the people who want it, great. You should buy this. And I'm so excited for you. I would love a Corvus Glaive. I would love a Proxima Midnight. Would everyone buy those? No. But I do think I would love for them to be made. And I do think enough people would. These, I hope enough people support them to make Sideshow feel like they made a good business decision. And I do hope that people, end up picking this thing up. But if you really want it, pick it up. Don't FOMO it, obviously. But I'm just thinking, think about all the options. Think about all the things you've pre-ordered this year. And think about where your priorities lie. Because that, I think, is going to be what determines what you do from here. So I think that's my thoughts on it, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know how you're feeling about these figures. Think about the market. This year's been really great for 6 scale. This year has probably been the best 6 scale year that I can remember in terms of announced offerings. Grievous. I didn't even put him on this list. I could have. Grievous, Darth Maul, Wolverine, the Deadpool, Revan, Starkiller. I mean, dude, it goes on and on and on. So again, I'm very excited about where we're at right now. And yeah, I got some big picture videos, guys, that I'm making. They're a lot of work. So I didn't realize how much work they would be. But I'm working on some videos. I'm hoping to have one of them out this Sunday and then maybe one out next weekend. Going to be another Strangers video soon. I'm trying to find the right camera person to do it. But I have an idea. I think you're going to like it. It's going to be fun. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out. See you later. Bye.